Good evening and welcome to tonight's semifinal games in the boys bracket of the MC-6. Hi, Chris Chandler here along with Fredo Morales. Excited to bring you both of these games featuring four very, very good teams, including the defending champion in the boys bracket of the MC-6 tournament. Gonna take a quick break. We're about a minute and a half away from tip-off, at least according to the clock, or a minute and a half away from the introduction of the starting lineup. So we'll take a quick break to recognize our sponsors and media partners. Will be back with the starting lineups of the tip-off of Game 1 between the Wright City Lumberjacks and the Battiest Panthers. See you in about 2 minutes.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
And again, thanks to Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, the Broken Tiki, Downtown Broken Bow, McCurtain County National Bank. Jennifer brought us State Farm Insurance. Our media partners, along with Washburn's here in Broken Bow, DeQueen, Mina, and Poto, and James Hodge Auto Group. Starting lineup's about to be announced, and both these teams very familiar. Wright City here by virtue of a 90-27 win over Hayworth. A huge victory.
Starting lineup for the Jacks tonight, number 2, Battiest Replogle.
And Replogle.
Jackson Miller. Number 15, Kenyon Burrell.
As you see the introduction of the starter, Kenyon Burrell, of course, dominant paint player and great outside shooter as well. And then the Battiest Panthers, they have consistently had a Stovall starting for this team over the last 5 or 6 years, and this is no exception, but there's only one, and so it's going to be Braddock Stovall, number 15. He's wearing the number 15.
Number 3, Chris Nelson.
There's Chris Nelson. Hurd. Foster, and then Braddock Stovall. Switch to number 15, formerly worn by Case and Stovall. And, well, these two teams, of course, being in McCurtain County, face each other and very used to each other's style of play. We'll see how it pans out. Of course, it comes down to execution on the floor. Both of these teams earning their place by virtue of victories in the first round. Again, this is normally a Friday night event. This the boys' games, everything's been moved up this year, so they played last night, the girls' semifinals, play the boys' semifinals tonight, and they will have what is normally Championship Saturday will be played tomorrow. With the third-place games and championship games taking place here, we'll bring you all of those here on this channel. The consolation bracket will be played in Hayworth, and so we won't be live streaming those games. Tip is won by Wright City. As they bring it up, Cummings flashes it outside. Burrell, top of the key, working against Hurd. Burrell, nice pass inside, but Burrell, that was a great bounce pass inside to Miller. Miller did the finish, and Wright City gets on the board first, give an assist to Burrell, give Miller the 2-0 advantage Jacks. There comes Corian Hurd as they get it quickly outside. Oh, it was a nice wraparound pass from Foster inside. Nothing going, though, in the paint as it's well guarded inside by Watson. And there's an inside move, and that's a rejection, but a foul committed, and so that will send the Battiest Panthers to the free throw line. So they have an opportunity to tie it up here, 7-11. That's going to be on Watson, his first foul by anybody, so just one team foul, of course. And first shot up and good, right through the bottom of the net. Nice form, nice shot. And so Nelson gets his team on the board. Second shot to follow. And it also is true to form. Through the bottom of the net. Press on in the backcourt to Burrell. And then a long pass down. Oh, that's press works. Carlson creates a turnover. Thrown outside. Hurd for three. Hurd shot hits the bottom of the net. Corian Hurd with a tray. Now the lead belongs to Battiest. Burrell. Long pass by Burrell into the forecourt. And watch out in the paint. Oh, wow. That was a good effort, but the shot missed. And then three players go to the floor, including Watson. I believe Stovall down there as well, as I believe Nelson, but the ball goes out of bounds and will be inbounded, and quickly so. Look at that move down the baseline, draws the foul, and so that's going to send Burrell to the free throw line. Opportunity to cut this lead to one. Foul is on Foster, his first team foul for the Panthers. Again, make sure to thank the sponsors you see as the first one sails through the bottom. Nice shot by Burrell. 100% from the free throw line for both teams so far. At the bottom of the screen, see those sponsors. Make sure and thank them and tell them how much you appreciate being able to watch these games. Second shot does miss, though, but it's rebounded on a nice offensive board and then takes stolen back. Great effort down there by Miller as he gets the ball back, and now it's stolen going the other way. Fast break, quickly to Hurd, and that ball ricocheted off three players, went out of bounds, I believe, off of Hurd. And so, yes, it will be Wright City's basketball. But, again, thank those sponsors. About to tell how much you appreciate being able to watch these games from the comfort of your home or the convenience of your phone anytime in the Brooklyn Savages YouTube channel. Here comes Burrell, stops, passes, gets it outside to Cummings. Cummings to Miller. To Burrell. Burrell cross-court. Oh, good open shot for Cummings. And a bounce up. A high rebound. Fight for it. Saved back in bounds. Great job by Stovall going out of bounds and throwing it back in. Battiest preserves their possession. Replogle, or sorry, not Replogle, the other two. Coulter with the basketball. To Foster. Out on the corner, drive from the baseline, lays it off the glass. Rebound fought for and brought down by Watson. Here comes Cummings. Working against Hurd. Cummings top of the key. Hurd guarding. Outside to Replogle. Replogle is yet to dribble. He starts dribbling. Looked like he thought about shooting a tray. Kicks it outside to Burrell. To Watson. Watson back to Replogle. Replogle working Hurd. Cutting off that cross-court boundary. In other words, another great man. Just couldn't hang on to it. That was intended for Cummings. He got a hand open. Another great pass by Canyon Burrell. Throwing it off the court right into where his teammate's slashing in. And actually, I think Cummings just couldn't have got it. It might have been just the fingertips might have caught it from one of the Battiest players. But that, as a result, it's the Panthers have the pass. Oh, a no-look pass does not result in a bucket. That was a great pass again. Just couldn't get the finish. And so going back the other way, there's a Replogle jumper that's not going to fall, but he does get the foul, and so that's going to send Replogle to the free throw line. Yeah, they'll be shooting two. By the way, that foul was called on Hurd, his second team foul for the Panthers. And the bucket is good. 1 point game. Opportunity to tie it up here from the free throw line for Maddox Replogle, and he does. Replogle sinks both those free throws. 5-5 is your score. As Coulter, handoff to Foster. And now it's Hurd outside to Coulter, then back to Foster to Hurd. Oh, great bullet pass and a great finish going under the basket to lay it backward, just a reverse, laying in by Nelson, but give an assist to Hurd on a very hard pass down underneath the basket. Now the press is on once again. Here's Burrell facing a double team, kicks it back out to Cummings, throws it out to the corner. That's kind of an open shot for Miller. Miller's shot's on the way, rebounded inside by Coulter. And then there's a call, maybe a foul on Miller, or actually on Replogle. Sorry about that. That's Replogle's first foul, second team foul by the Jacks. Now the respective teams are tied at 2 team fouls apiece. Here comes the ball outside to Stovall, kicked outside to Coulter in the corner. Now it's stolen inside. Ball comes off Miller's foot. Scramble for it. Burrell has it, and then he gets fouled. I think that is going to be on Coulter as he got a piece of Burrell's arm, and so that's a quick third foul. It is indeed on, it's on Nelson, which is good for Battiest, as that's only his first foul, but Foster has one, Hurd has one, Nelson has one. That adds up to 3, and so 3 team fouls for the Panthers. Bounce pass down into the forecourt as Crosby struggles and then gets the basketball back to Cummings. Cummings going to slow things down, take it to center court, set up his offense. Oh, it's stolen, telegraphed. It's going to be Stovall. Goes to coast to coast. Stovall lays it off the glass and in. Braddock Stovall with the scoop and score. He telegraphed that pass, and as soon as his arm went in motion, Stovall took off like a defensive back, picking it off and scoring. Here comes Crosby. Kicks it back out as it looks like Cummings directing his offense inside to Watson. Back to, nice shot. Nice fallback by Cummings. Shot no good. Put back no good. Second opportunity, and that's it as Hurd pulls down the rebound. 9-5 is your score. Battiest with the lead, 2:50 left in this first period. Hurd drives in, and boy, that was a great quick hand by Burrell, as when Hurd was driving right before he made his jump, Burrell just reached out, slapped the ball loose between the hands of Hurd without fouling him, so the ball does go out of bounds, and it will be inbounded by Battiest, but that probably prevented an easy not an easy two-pointer, but a two-point bucket by Hurd. Quick hands by Canyon Burrell. Here's a shot inside. That looked like that might have been blocked by Burrell. Bounce pass. Now it's going to be looked like a 2-on-2 break, and quickly the Panthers get back on defense. Here's Burrell. Out to Cummings. Down the corner. Crosby's three-pointer on the way. Catches the far rim and bounces back in. A leaping rebound by Foster, and all of a sudden it's outside. Here's Hurd's three-point shot, and it's nothing but net. Corian Hurd has his team up by 7 on 2 three-point buckets here in this first quarter. His only points come off of 2 three-point shots, both from near the same spot. And here's a Replogle answer. His shot's a little too long, hits the bracket. As the clock runs down to 2 minutes, a shovel pass outside, same spot. Different player, but same result as another tray. As Foster drills it from 3, and all of a sudden it's timeout. That is Battiest up by 10 off great three-point shooting. We'll take a quick timeout of our own to be back. You're watching the MC-6 on the Broken Bow Savage YouTube channel. See you in a minute.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Well, welcome back. That was a furious flurry of shooting, but Battiest, by virtue of 3 trays, 2 by Corian Hurd, is up by 10, and this is a bit of a shock. These teams, both good basketball teams, both play good defense, both have good shooting offenses, but Battiest shooting lights out so far and creating some turnovers. And as a result, they're up by double digits. Here's a long pass. Burrell running for it, and there's some hand play interchange between Hurd and Burrell, and so one of them got called for the foul, probably Hurd, and it is Hurd. So Hurd gets called for the foul. That's his second. Still a minute 52 left to play in the first period. That's the fourth team foul on Battiest. One more, and they will put the Jacks into the bonus. Cummings dribbling to the Savage head in the middle of the court. Pass outside. Burrell moves down the baseline. Burrell with the leaner through the bottom. His first field goal gets it back to an 8-point deficit. As quickly Coulter pass down to Hurd. Hurd picks up his dribble and stolen. Stolen by Cummings. Cummings going coast to coast. Cummings lays it off the glass and in. Caden Cummings with the two, back to a 6-point game. Wright City on a mini run of their own in traffic, a floater. Wow, that was such a smooth shot by Mason Coulter, and Coulter becomes the 5th player for Battiest to put points on the board. A steal off a tip by Stovall. Coulter driving, lays it off the glass and in. Coulter with 2 buckets in the span of about 12 seconds off a steal, and suddenly it's back to a 10-point deficit. Man, this is a game of runs. Replogle in trouble, dribbles, gets across the half-court line. Replogle, now he's double-teamed, bounce pass, Crosby. Crosby back out to Cummings, and Cummings drives in. Cummings driving, and then Cummings gets the bucket and the foul. Caden Cummings with his second field goal and an opportunity. He gets his team into double digits, an opportunity to cut the lead down to 7 points. That was a great move by Cummings as he recognized that he had one guy to beat. And he drove in like he was going to lay it off and then kind of floated backwards and drew the foul. Free throw no good, though, and brought down quickly by Coulter. Going back the other way, it's going to be Stovall to Hurd. Hurd for 3. Hurd's bracket. 3 hits the bracket. Put back opportunity, no good. Rebound, Burrell. Long pass down the court. It's Replogle. Replogle in traffic, and then I believe that ball was tied up as Replogle made a spin move, and Corey Hurd anticipated it, grabbed the ball right as he was coming out of that spin move, did not let him elevate it, avoided the foul, and so tie ball possession arrow was in favor of Battiest. That was a smart move and a quick move by Corey and Hurd, and now the Panthers have the ball back with an opportunity to get back into double-digit territory in the last 12 seconds of this first period. It's going to be Stovall. Oh, great bounce pass. Hurd, that's a highlight reel clip right there as a no-look bounce pass, and Hurd going down to the basket, 3-pointer on the way, and that hit the rim. Wow, what an exciting first period. 32 points on the board, 11 by Wright City and 21 by the Battiest Panthers. This semifinal game does not lack for excitement. We'll be back with second period action after this message from our sponsor. You're watching the MC-6 on the Broken Bow Savage YouTube channel.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Welcome back to the MC-6, and that's not an arrow. The score 21-11. These teams have, and these are great defenses, but they have really had a bit of avalanche of scoring, and not just putting points on the board, but in dramatic style. That no-look pass, and then the finish by Hurd is that's going on somebody's lifetime highlight reel. And then at the other end, it was. By the way, it was Hurd that actually tied the ball up on the spin move by Replogle, but it was Caden Cummings with a fall-away jumper and the +1 opportunity to get his team over the double-digit mark. But it's a 10-point lead going into the second period for the Panthers. And here's a leaner, no good. Oh, wow, great offensive rebound inside, and then a foul on the putback attempt by Watson. So that will send Jalen Watson to the free throw line. Or sorry, that was West. I don't know if that's Wesley or not. Oh, that is Wesley. That's right, that's 33. Smooth shooting by Wesley as he sinks his first free throw. And he becomes the fifth Wright City Lumberjack to put points on the board. Boy, two nice free throws from Logan Wesley. As ball's quickly moved up by Foster. Out to Coulter and then out to Hurd. Bounce pass inside, Stovall back out to Coulter, to Foster on the wing, back to Coulter, and then Coulter kicks it over to Hurd. That's Corey and Hurd, by the way. It's going to be Coulter driving inside. Coulter in the paint. Fall away, or actually not a fall away jumper, just a jumper. Second effort. Great rebound and put back by Foster as he got the offensive board, immediately went back up, laid it off the glass, and it's back to a 10-point lead for the Panthers. Wright City cross-court pass, Replogle. And Replogle got to slow things down as he is challenged by Foster. Out to Burrell. Burrell starts his dribble, bounce pass, and then back out. Oh, nice shift by Stovall to guard Burrell. They're not going to let Burrell have much of a look at the basket, I don't think. Oh, bullet pass to Cummings from Burrell, but a good adjustment by Coulter prevents an easy shot. Now a screen by Wesley. Kickback. Now it's an open, kind of an open look by Crosby. Actually, it was a great defensive move. Looked like he was open, and then it was Nelson jumping in there, and there's a steal. Here comes the fast break. It's a shovel pass, and that was stolen. Wow, what a save by Hurd, going back the other way. And there's an easy lay-in by Nelson. But hand it to Hurd as he saved it going off into the crowd. Behind the back save, and then it was just a rush to the rim. Here's Replogle. Or sorry, that's actually Cummings inside. Burrell, what a pass from Burrell to Wesley. Does not fall. Fight for the rebound. Wesley gets his own rebound. Wesley puts it back up. Wesley muscles his way through a couple of defenders and lays it in. Back to a 10-point game, 25-15. Here's Braddock Stovall in the key, kicks it back outside to Coulter, and then back out to Foster and to Hurd. To Foster. Foster, a good defensive move by Burrell, cutting off that baseline. Hurd back outside, three-pointer on the way, good line, rattles in and out, fight for the rebound. Somehow Stovall came down with it, got it back out to Hurd. Hurd driving in the paint, and Hurd is going to draw the foul. I think that's going to send Corey and Hurd to the free throw line. It will indeed. That's going to be on Wesley, just his first team foul this second period by the Jacks. Panthers also have one, and now it's Corey and Hurd at the free throw line. Oh, misses the first. Rattled around, but then was spit out by the unkind rim. No good. Just a break gives them the opportunity to cap these. One of the stories of this game, again, team play. You don't usually get to this level without, playing as a team, but there are 5 different Lumberjacks that have put points on the board and 5 different Panthers. This is a team effort. There's a shot, no good. Rebound caught at the top of his leap by Miller. Now it's Burrell working against Hurd near the top of the key. Kicks over to Cummings, out on the wing. Three-pointer on the way for Miller. Long pad, long shot, goes right into the hands of Stovall. He kicks it down to Hurd. Hurd moving with the basketball. Now Hurd picked up his dribble. He needs some help. Bounce pass from Hurd inside. And then a shovel pass to Stovall, who gets it over. Fall-away jumper is no good. Fight for the rebound. And it's picked up by Stovall. Stovall will bounce it out to Coulter, and they'll reset that offense. That was a big offensive board inside. Here comes Coulter, and Coulter has Miller in his back pocket. Miller is all over the place playing aggressive defense. Here's a pass, moved by Coulter. Coulter through the paint. Coulter gets it rejected. That was actually a block by Wesley. And here comes Replogle. Replogle coast to coast. Replogle lays it off the glass and in. Maddox Replogle with his first field goal. Back inside 10, 8-point game. They kick it out to Hurd, and then that's going to be a kicking the ball call against Miller, so it will be inbounded by the Panthers. 3:45 left in the half. 25-17 is the score. Battiest with the advantage. I've used this term a lot lately, but furious pace of this ball game. Highlight field game already. Still in the first half. Here comes Hurd. Out to Stovall. Then a floater in the paint or right near the free throw line. Rebound. That was a great rebound inside by, I believe, Cummings. Here's a pass down to Miller, down inside to Wesley. Wesley kicks it back outside, and now Wright City driving through the paint. It's Cummings with a aerobatic swing, adjusting the ball in the air and laying it off the glass. Caden Cummings with his third field goal. He has 6. His team trails by that amount, 25-19. In the paint, Stovall, bounce pass outside, three-point shot on the way. Oh, nothing. That was a fall-away three-pointer, and that was a three-pointer by Nelson. Back to a 9-point game. Whistle stops play. That's going to be the second foul on Foster. Second team foul on the Panthers. 2:49 left, first half. Hardaway, by the way, in for the Panthers. Oh, pass inside. It's going to be a floater and does not fall. Rebound inside by Lowry. And now kicked out to Foster. Foster to Stovall to Lowry. Foster's three-point shot rims out, or bangs off the rim, I should say. Rebound inside by Cummings, and then that ball's going to be called, I think they called a kickball against Cummings, and so, or who was it against? The ref pointed, he indicated that it was Battiest's basketball, and that is the case. So with a 9-point lead, 2:16 left in the first half, the Panthers are going to be able to inbound it. And looking for either a quick shot off the inbound or an open three-point shot as they get it out to Hurd. Hurd guarded, man, I tell you, that Miller is all over the place defensively. Right in the face of Hurd, not letting him have a look at the basket. Got to admire the hustle of that young man. Here's a pass out. Hurd now, he makes a move and is once again cut off by Miller. Has to kick it out to Stovall. Stovall in the paint, kicks it outside to, I believe, Hardaway or Lowry, and then it's back at the top of the key to Coulter. Coulter tries to feed it in and gets it stolen by Burrell, who intercepted the pass. He was trying to feed inside, and there's a move. Oh, nice pass as a basket, and just not falling for Wright City. That's kind of the story of the night for Wright City, just not falling for them. Rebound for Battiest inside, and it's going to be Stovall with the move underneath. Two defenders, lays it off the glass and in. 11-point lead for the Panthers. Long pass down inside to Watson, and the putback attempt is good as Watson becomes the 6th black-shirted Lumberjack to add points on the board. Back to a 9-point game. Here's Hurd. Kicks it out to Stovall, then back to Hurd, and just under a minute left to play in the half. The Panthers have a lead and would like to get it into double digits here on this possession here. Thought about pulling it up. Coulter decided not to. Now it's Hurd for three. Hurd's ricochets off. Ball still on the ground. Rebound by Watson. Gets it quickly to Miller. Miller brings it across the half-court line. Down in the corner to Cummings. And now Cummings decides to, as he gets his offense reset, decides to bring it out to center court. And it's going to be Wright City working for the final shot. They trail by 9. Cummings brings it over to the near side. Handoff to Replogle. Replogle working against Hurd. Gets it to Burrell. Burrell to Watson. to Cummings. Cummings drives. Cummings lays it off with his left hand. Switched hands, lays it off the glass and in. Still time, and the shot did not quite get off. Still, that went off the glass and almost went in. But that Caden Cummings left-handed shot will be the final good shot for the final points of this half, and what a half it's been. 7-point ball game after one half of play. Battiest with the advantage, 30-23. We'll have words from our sponsors and then be back. You're watching the MC-6 semifinal game, boys bracket on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in a couple of minutes.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939. Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburn's, 95% of applicants are approved, with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
I don't want our music part of a sonic museum. It can be remade, fresh, and dynamic at all times.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Well, welcome back. Halftime here at the John Rind downtown Broken Bow, that is. McCurtain County National Bank, Jennifer Broaddus State Farm Insurance, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma's Together We're More program, along with our sponsors, James Hodge Auto Group and Washburn's. I appreciate them allowing you to watch these games on the Broken Bow YouTube channel for free. No registration required, no fee charged. Just go to YouTube, click on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube page and watch. By the way, if you want to, you can go back and watch last year's, the year before. Those tournaments, all the games from last year's tournament are still up there on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube page, and they are labeled. So if you want to go relive past glory, you can do that. Right now, about 5 minutes away from tip-off the second half, and it has been just a tremendous scoring and defensive move, but really it's been the offense of Battiest that has been the story thus far, as they have made their shots when it counts and taken advantage of some fast break points and really kind of stymied. Defensively, they have kind of stymied this relatively high-scoring Wright City team, but just not. They've held Kenya Burrell. He had his first. He had a three-pointer there, but other than that, really have kept him out of the paint, have kept him from driving. They really haven't let anybody drive, with the exception of Caden Cummings, who has slashed inside. He has a 2-point fall-away jumper field goal. The rest of his points come from driving in the paint, laying it off the glass. And so Caden Cummings keeping Wright City in this one. They only trail by 7, but other than him, they have really kept everybody else outside from driving. They did have a couple of good passes. Kyrese Watson able to lay a couple off the glass, and then Miller had a couple as well. For Battiest, though, it has been a very even scoring game. Stovall with 4 points, Foster with 5, Hurd with 6, Chris Nelson with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, leading scorer. And then Mason Coulter with 4. So just a tremendous job distributing it around and making shots when it counts. I tell you that they have also have, I don't have a track of the exact number, but at least 5 steals, that 3 of which have resulted in scoring points at the other end. And so Battiest so far has managed to stymie Wright City, but again at halftime they talk things over, maybe adjust their scheme a little. So we may see the Lumberjacks come out with something different. I tell you, one of the things that you really didn't notice till the very end of that, or the last half at least of that second period, was Logan Wesley inside. Wesley's a big, strong player, has height and bulk, able to and strength, able to go up strong, and so they may decide to try to feed him inside and force Battiest to foul him, because that's one thing that you got to watch when you play that kind of defense, that pressure. You in the full court press, you get into foul trouble, and you can't get out of it. I mean, you either have to stop playing that kind of defense, or you have the risk of having your players foul out. So that may be the strategy for them. But the other thing is just create some shooting opportunities, because Wright City has had to struggle to create those. As I said, Cummings on fast breaks has been pretty peerless, but on the other hand, the outside shooting for Battiest is telling. They have 4 trays in that first period to 1 for the Lumberjacks, and so that accurate outside long-range shooting has made the difference for the Panthers. About a minute 40 away from tip-off the second half, so we'll have another quick word from our sponsor. Be back with second half action. The Panthers versus the Jacks in about 30 seconds. See you then.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
And welcome back. Chris Chandler here along with Fredo Morales, and we're halfway through the first semifinal game, and it's the Battiest Panthers that have maintained pretty substantial lead. I mean, I'd say substantial for this particular stage of this particular tournament. They led by 10 at the quarter break, 21-11. Wright City managed to cut 3 points off of that lead, and that's why the score is now 30-23. And Lumberjacks looking to cut even more into it and try to retake the lead themselves. We'll see how things play out in this second half. Same lineups on the floor as started the game. Nobody really in foul trouble. Hurd has 2, Foster has 2 for Battiest. And then I believe it's really nobody has 2 for the Lumberjacks yet. Ball will be inbounded by Burrell to start off second half action. Gets it into Replogle in the backcourt. Replogle working against Foster. Quickly to Cummings, out to Burrell on the wing, cross-court, or not cross-court pass to the center, and oh, wow. That was a great effort by Miller to keep the ball in play. Cummings on the drive gets it a bounce pass to Miller. Shot by Burrell, no good. Rebound inside, knocked loose, and it comes down in the hands of Foster. Foster quickly across the half-court line. Throws it to Coulter and back to Hurd. Hurd yet to dribble. Now decides to, and then kicks it back to Foster. Back to Coulter. Foster slashing underneath. Now Foster on the wing to Hurd, to Coulter. Looking inside and back to Hurd. Back out to Foster on the near wing and then to Hurd. Hurd thought about pulling up shooting, decided better of it as Cummings was right there guarding him. And I think, Battiest, this is now they pull Cummings back out. Bounce pass inside. Bounce pass back out to Stovall to Hurd. Hurd faked a shot and then threw it across to Coulter. To Hurd. And then back outside to Stovall in the paint. Oh, nice pass inside. And what a great move by Nelson as he took the pass and then went underneath, laid it back up off the glass. And so the first points of the second half belong to Chris Nelson and to the Battiest Panthers. Here's a out-of-bounds call, and that's going to be out of bounds, I believe, on Wright City. And so Battiest going to get the ball back. That showed a lot of patience on that last possession by the Panthers. They didn't try to force anything, kept passing it around the perimeter until they got Nelson loose under the basket and made a great assist to get him a lay-in. He made a great move as he was well defended, but went under the basket, laid it back on the reverse lay-in, and there's a steal by Miller. Miller is stolen now. Miller loses his footing, but does not turn the ball over. Great job of keeping the ball dribbling and not traveling. As now it's a throw-in. Watson, or Wesley, I can't tell. Let's see, there's a foul, and that is going to be Watson. Tyrese Watson fouled on the attempt, and so that's the first foul of this second half. That is the third foul now on Nelson. First team foul by the Panthers, but it does send Tyrese Watson to the free throw line as he was in the act of shooting, and his shot goes up and does not come down, at least does not come down inside the hoop. Miss on the first one. So with three fouls, it looks like Nelson will go out, and I believe that's Lowry that came in. Let's see. Second shot is good by Watson. Back to an 8-point game. Here's dribble. Wow, and they are all over Hurd, and now he's double teamed. Hurd tried to go up the side and either dribbled it out of bounds or the timeout was called. No, timeout was called. Timeout on the floor. We will take one as well. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network. See you in 30 seconds.
Tired of waiting weeks for furniture? At Washburns, there's no wait. Everything's in stock and ready to go. We deliver fast, usually within 48 hours across West Arkansas and East Oklahoma. Shop the brands America loves. Lazy Boy, Bassett, Flex Steel, Ashley, just to name a few. With 95% financing approvals, getting the furniture you want has never been easier. Visit Mina, D-Queen, Kodo, or Broken Bow, or shop anytime at washburns.com.
Hey, welcome back. 8-point lead by the Battiest Panthers. 5:32 left in the third period. And it will be the Panthers retaining their possession as Hurd brings it up against Miller. Quickly gets it to Coulter, and stolen. The pass stolen, and then stolen back by Battiest. And quickly down, Coulter loses the handle on it. Yeah, it looked like Watson stripped it at the other end. Now it's to Miller. Miller in the corner. to Cummings. Oh, what a pass for Cummings and a nice finish by Watson. That was a great assist. Miller, and then a nice finish by Watson. And now it's a 6-point game once again. Struggle for the basketball, and Wright City steals it again. This time it's Burrell outside. Replogle gets a defender in the air, and then it's knocked loose, and a player's knocked down. And here comes Stovall with the bucket and the foul. That action was so quick, I could not catch up with it. We had a steal at this end, a strip at the other end, a pass down here, and a layup, bucket, and a foul all within about 8 seconds. Well, there's fast action here at the MC-6. That's no exception, but what a great play at a critical time, and a nice, smooth free throw by Braddock Stovall as he gets the 2+1, and his team is back up by 9. Cummings setting up his offense. Replogle had the ball poked out and then gets it to Watson and back to Replogle. And you saw how Hurd and Foster slammed down on the ball carrier. Now it's Hurd for 3. Hurd shot, little off mark. Great rebound inside, though, by, I believe, Foster. Bounce pass outside to Hurd. Now it's going to be, that was a telegraph ball. Struggle for the basketball, but I think when it was touched, his foot was across the line, and so that's going to be out of bounds on Battiest, as it was Foster struggling to get the basketball, couldn't quite get to it in bounds, and so Wright City gets the ball back. Opportunity to cut into this 9-point lead as we enter the halfway point of this third period. Burrell to Replogle. Out to Cummings on the wing, and wow, that was a great bucket as Watson, again, that's what I talked about coming back in here. They may want to have Watson post up. He's the biggest, strongest, he's stronger than any of the players. And here's a steal by Miller at the other end, and that's probably a good foul to give, as that might have been an easy layup by Miller, but Watson posting up is something you can't counter with a big body without fouling him, and so that strategy seems to be working. That was a great steal and a very good foul to give, as that is only the first foul committed by Coulter, and it prevented what would have likely been 2 points, and on a mini run and a lot of momentum for Wright City, now to be forced to inbound it. Quickly inbound, Replogle for 3. Replogle buries it. Maddox Replogle with the tray. 4-point game. Now it's going to be Stovall passing it back outside, drive inside, fall away jumper off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound, batted and kept in play by Stovall, but then picked up by Wesley. Long pass, Replogle down at the other end. Replogle draws the foul, and that's going to send Maddox Replogle to follow up his tray with a couple of shots from the free throw line. He has an opportunity to make this a 2-point game. This has been a surge by Wright City following that post up by Watson. As now it's Replogle at the free throw line, 3:09 left, third period. First one is rose over the front of the rim and into the bucket, good. Quick substitution by the Panthers. Replogle's second shot on the way, does not find Burgess, and is rebounded by Battiest. Quickly, bounce pass almost stolen by Cummings as Foster tried to get it down in the corner to Nelson. And Cummings stepped in front of it, got a hand on it, but knocked it out of bounds. In the backcourt to Stovall. Bounce pass to the corner, back to Stovall. Stovall working against Burrell inside, kicks it back outside. There's a pass intended inside. It either got a hand on it or was just stolen by Wright City. Here's a three-pointer on the way, and right in front of the bench, Replogle buries it, and it's a tie ball game. Tied up at 35, 2.5 minutes left, pass, and that's a little over. It was intended for Lowry in the corner on the hook pass. The Jacks are surging. And there's a stoppage of play on the floor. I believe that's just for substitution. What a game of runs it has been so far. As Wright City has an opportunity to take the lead. Here's Holt to Burrell. Inside, Watson, or Wesley, posts up. Watson with another one. Watson posting up inside as Wright City, their first lead since the initial tip-off. Outside to Hardaway, to Stovall, bounce pass from Stovall, and then there's a call before the shot. That may be a foul against Wright City away from the ball. Let's see what the call is.
Foul on Wright City, number 10, Trent Holt.
So that's a foul on Holt. That'll be his first, second team foul on the Jacks. The Panthers have 3 team fouls thus far. Still 1:45 left to play in this pair. There's a three-pointer on the way. Nothing but net. Foster with a tray. The lead changes hands again, 38-37. Battiest out the other end, and there's a lay-in by Watson. Watson has 4 two-point buckets in this third period. Here's Stovall outside, another three on the way, and it's another tray. Same spot. Same spot, same result. Now it's a 2-point lead for Battiest. Long pass into the forecourt. And now it's a drive, spin move, and a foul called. I believe that's going to go against, well, I don't know. Could be against Nelson. Let's see. No, that's going to be Hardaway, his first, but that is the 4th team foul against the Panthers. Still 1:07 left, and that will send Caden Cummings to the free throw line. Opportunity to tie it up. Smooth shooting from Cummings for the first shot, his first point of this second half. He had 8 in the first. He can get himself into double figures, but more importantly, his team to a tie with his next shot from the free throw line. Cummings' shot is true and through. Tie ball game, 41-41. 1:07 left in the third period. Wright City drops back on defense. Stovall to Hardaway, to Foster, to Hardaway. Down in the corner to Lowry, and then a nice feed from Lowry. Shot does not fall. Great rebound inside, and then it was Burrell with the rebound. Replogle pulls up from the free throw line. High rebound, fight for it, and brought down by, I believe, Lowry. Great rebound by Lowry. Gets it to Hardaway. And now it's a struggle for the basketball. Cummings touches it, but it's pulled down by Stovall. Good recovery. Foster with the basketball. Outside to Hardaway, to Stovall, to Foster. Down in the corner, moved by Nelson, and it's stolen by Crosby. Crosby on the move, Crosby in the paint. Crosby double pumps, and he's going to draw the foul, and that will send Jordan Crosby to the free throw line with an opportunity to break the tie. That is the 5th team foul of this period on the Panthers. Wright City now in the bonus. Crosby with the opportunity to give his team their 3rd lead of this ball game. And he does. Jordan Crosby, good free throw shooting. Pretty excellent free throw shooting all around in this game. That was a really impressive move as Crosby got the ball and went straight through the paint, drew the foul, and as a result, has his team up by 1, opportunity to put him up by 2. And he does. Crosby, 2 for 2, 13 seconds left. Now it's the Panthers with the opportunity to retake the lead or tie it up. Bounce pass outside. And to Hardaway, to Stovall, outside. Hardaway for 3. Shot had to release it at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. Wright City now leads by 2 going into the final 8 minutes. 43-41. We'll take a quick break and be back with the final 8 minutes of this exciting semifinal game. You're watching the MC-6 on the Brookabo Network.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Welcome back. What a difference 8 minutes makes, as it was a 7-point lead for the Panthers at the half, but now it is the Jacks up by 2 off the inside play of Carice Watson and the 3-point shooting of Maddox Replogle. And it's a 2-point game, folks. We are going down to the wire on this one. Nobody really in foul trouble at all. Chris Nelson has 3, and that's it. Everybody else with 2 or fewer fouls. They, of course, reset the team fouls going into this, and it'll be the Panthers with the opportunity to inbound. Pass outside to Hurd. Back to Hurd, center court, guarded by Crosby. Now over to Coulter, into to Stovall, to Coulter. Coulter for 2, or sorry, Coulter for 3. Putback opportunity. Big rebound inside by Wesley. Huge rebound. And it's Burrell, long pass. Oh, a one-touch, it does not fall. That was a great pass by Wesley. Now it's a fast break coming the other way. Bullet pass to Stovall. He goes up, falls away, does not fall. Another rebound inside by Wesley. Man, Wesley is a rebounding machine. Hard guy to move out of the paint. Two-point lead for the Jacks. There's a floater and another 2-point bucket. Replogle with a 2-pointer. He now has 16. His team leads by 4. Bounce pass from Hurd, cross and down in the corner. Stovall, wow, hits off the hands. It's stolen by Crosby. Wright City now creating turnovers and taking advantage. 4-point lead as Replogle slows things way down. Maybe could to melt a little time off the clock. Quickly out to Burrell. Burrell working against Hurd. Burrell to Crosby. Crosby driving inside. Crosby with the underhanded. Does not fall, although he does. Winds up on the floor. Bounce pass outside. Now it's to Nelson. Nelson driving. Nelson kicks it back out. Nelson might have got fouled by Crosby inside. That'll be the first team foul by either team. So it'll be inbounded. That will be the first foul as well on Crosby. Maybe a good decision by Nelson, though, as he recognized maybe a mismatch in speed between himself and Crosby, decided to take the ball in and forced him to foul. Let's say, oh, wow, what a steal by Cummings. Winds up in the hand of Crosby. Crosby's fall-away jumper no good. Rebounded inside by Cummings. Cummings now double-teamed in the backcourt, quickly gets it to Miller. Miller quickly across the line. Miller passes down to Wesley and then back to Cummings. Cummings driving. Cummings shovel pass. Oh, what a floater as Wesley goes high off the glass and then lays it off the rim. Scramble for the ball on the floor, and there's going to be a foul called at the other end. Let's see what the call is. I think it's a foul. It might have been a travel call. Let's see what they indicate. Well, they haven't indicated yet. Battiest is going to inbound the ball, so it might have been just a travel call on Wright City. Quickly inbound to Hardaway. Hardaway tries to get it back to Stovall. Bounces off. Good save by Hardaway, and then the ball is knocked out of his hand by Burrell, but also his hand is knocked out of off the ball by Burrell, so that's a foul on Burrell. That'll be the first team foul by the Jacks and the first foul by Burrell of any kind. He now has one. So it's Hurd working against Miller. And now he's double teamed. Well, briefly picks up Replogle. Now he shovel passes it in. Oh, Foster kicks it outside, and Replogle quickly reacts defensively. Shots way over in a putback by Stovall. Stovall there for the putback. Gets it back to a 4-point game. Long pass down to Replogle. Replogle working. Replogle actually hits it off his foot, and a lucky bounce gets it to Miller, and then back out to Cummings. Replogle working inside, and he actually might have been fouled on that one as they whistle him. I think that may be on Hurd. It is. It is on Hurd, and that is Hurd's third foul. Wright City is going to call a timeout. And we'll take one as well and be back in 15 seconds. You're watching the MC-6 on the Brugable Network. See you in 15.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Welcome back, 4:57 left. 47-43, advantage Jacks. And this has been a thriller. Game of sweeps, and it was a 7-point lead at halftime for Battiest. Jacks have had a great scoring run. Led by Replogle and Watson. Here's Cummings. Had a lot of points in the first half, and that's Cummings putting his elbow in. That may be the defender was not set, so I don't know if that's going to be a charge on Cummings or if that's going to be a defensive foul. It is going to be on her, and that's his fourth, and that's a move again. Cummings lowers his shoulder and drives, but if a defender is not set and makes contact, it's still on the defender. And that's got to be concerning for Battiest. One more, and Hurd is out. There's a ball on the floor, and then there is going to be a foul called, and I believe that one may be on Foster. Let's see. Sorry, it's Hardaway. That's second foul for Hardaway, but that is the third team foul. Still 4:39 left in the game, so Battiest just has one more to give before they put Wright City into bonus territory. The Jacks have two fouls of their own. Right now, it's going to be Watson at the free throw line. Opportunity to get his team up by 6. First one is good. Man, Watson having a good night. Twelfth point for Watson, 48th for the Jacks. They lead by 5. Opportunity to make it 6 if Watson can sink this one. And he doesn't. 5-point lead for Wright City. Bounce pass. Inside and then outside to Coulter. Coulter picks up his dribble, throws it on the court. There's Hurd for 3. Hurd does not make it fall. Somehow it's rebounded in there, though. That was a good rebound, and now it's going to be a 3-point on the way from Coulter. His shot's also off the mark. Rebound by Burrell. Press on by Battiest in the backcourt. They get it to Cummings. Cummings behind the back dribble against Hurd. Cummings working against Hurd. Keep in mind, he got Hurd to foul him last time. And there's wow, that was a mid-air collision. That's going to be a blocking foul as Cummings just went airborne and drew the foul, sending him to the free throw line. That is going to be the third one against Nelson. So Nelson and Hurd both playing with 4 fouls for the Panthers. Still over 4 minutes left. And that's going to put Caden Cummings at the free throw line. That's also the 4th team foul on the Panthers. Shots up, and it has the kind roll. Good English on the ball. So it goes down the hole and makes it a 6-point game. That's Cummings' 3rd good free throw of this basketball game, and his 4th. Similar to the first free throw. He gets him to the half-century mark, 50-43. As Coulter Gets it to Nelson. Nelson working against Miller, then kicks it outside. Whoa, a little bit of miscommunication and couldn't quite get to it. Another turnover. And so Battiest, I believe, going to send in some substitutions. Maybe not just to give a break to the guys on the floor, but also a couple of those guys are in foul trouble. Most notably, Hurd and Nelson, both with 4. There's pressure in the backcourt. Quickly to Cummings. Cummings pass to Miller. Miller feeds it down to Watson, back outside, and now Wright City looks like they're with a 7-point lead and under 3.5 minutes left. Gonna maybe try to burn some energy or burn some time off the clock, and that's exactly what they're doing. Out to Miller. Miller to Cummings. Cummings drove in, but like he didn't try to shoot off the drive, drove it in and kicked it back out, driving in again, and then he draws the foul, and that's going to be on Kadrian Hurd. The other Hurd, that's his first, but the 5th team foul, and so that will send Caden Cummings back to the free throw line. He sank both free throws on his previous strip there about 30 seconds ago, so see if he can follow those up here. And he does. That's his 5th free throw of this ball game. That makes it an 8-point lead. Keep in mind, this was 30-23 at the half. And since that point, as the second one goes through the bottom of the net, Wright City has outscored Battiest 29-13. Here's a rebound down inside, gets his defender off the ground, goes back up and draws the foul and gets the bucket. Great job by Coulter. That foul is going to be the second one on Watson. 3rd team foul on the Jacks. Actually, sorry. That was actually Ward shooting, not Coulter. Nice shot and opportunity to get the +1. And he does. Nothing but net. 6-point game, 2:56 left. Look like they're going to switch out personnel. Press is still on, but they're going to drop Stovall back to the offensive end. Here comes Cummings. Man, Cummings is so fast moving with the basketball. Gets it out to Replogle. Replogle working against both Ward, or both Hurds, I should say. Pass outside. Miller to Burrell to Miller. Inside to Watson, and then back out to Burrell and Replogle. And Wright City using ball handling and burning time off the clock. It's just a 2-possession game. The Wright City seems pretty confident they can handle the ball. Any foul in this end of the court puts them on the free throw line. And there's Cummings for 2. Does not get the shot to fall, but does draw the foul. So that'll send him back to the free throw line where he's already hit 6. That's going to be the first foul on Stovall. I mean, he started this game and has been kind of the post player inside guy, so that's a testament to his skill on defense. But they are going to clean up some moisture there prior to shooting the free throws. And look at this. So here's the thing is what Wright City is not going to do is give up any fast break points. They have dropped the other 4 defenders back into their end of the court, and there's a rare miss free throw for Cummings, but they aren't even contesting the rebound. They're just getting back on defense and feel pretty confident that if they get the ball back, they can burn more time off the clock. Given that the performance after that last rebound, I don't blame them. I mean, I think the clock was at 2:58 or 2:48 when they got the ball, and they managed to bleed it for about 35 seconds before drawing a foul. Missed both free throws, so here's an opportunity. Still a 6-point game. Battiest into the forecourt. Foster working against Miller. Gets it out to Coulter. Coulter inside to Ward. Three-pointer on the way. No! You gotta be kidding me. Chris Nelson pulls up and buries a three. It's a one-possession game. 1:56 left. 52-49. Possession arrow in favor of Wright City. We're gonna stay right here and talk this over. What a ice water through your veins shot by Nelson. That was not an open shot. He was contested, had a defender right in his face, pulled up and shot it over the defense and right through the bottom of the net. Wow. Well, this is not lack for drama. So now, talking things over. So here are a couple of the factors going into this final minute 56. One is that Wright City is already in the bonus, right? So you foul them, they're going to the free throw line. The other is the possession arrow is currently in favor of Wright City. And they currently have possession of the basketball. So they're going to put pressure on Cummings as he chunks it quickly down to Miller in the forecourt. Now it's to Burrell, to Miller, down to Watson, and misses the shot, gets his own rebound and puts it back in. A power play as Watson goes up, grabs his own rebound, and with the putback draws the foul. Man, I think that may be the story of this second half is Kyrese Watson. That two-pointer, he had 2 points. He had one field goal in the first half, and that is his 5th field goal in the second. He also has 2 free throws. Wow. Huge difference maker as it makes it right now a 5-point game. He can make it 6 here from the free throw line. And he does. Watson. And so now, the last 103 seconds, it's up to Battiest. They're going to have to shoot some trays. Bounce pass from Hardaway. Another bounce pass over to Coulter. Ball's loose, and Burrell winds up with it. Quickly gets it to Cummings. And Battiest quickly gets back on defense. No press, and there's a foul on Cummings in the backcourt as Ward intentionally fouls him. It does stop the clock. And so it will send Cummings back to the free throw line. But yeah, and I think that may have been the coach yelling it to do that, and I think that's a good decision because you're going to have at least, and that's a good free throw. Nice shot by Cummings after sinking 6 already in this half. But you're going to have to take 3 possessions. You only have 86 seconds left, so go ahead and foul, put him on the free throw line, see what happens, and he sinks both of them, and then get the ball back and see if you can get down court and get a quick three-pointer. No time to waste as Hardaway pulls up. Hardaway shoots it from 3. Hardaway hits the rim. Oh, that's a foul on the rebound as Burrell collided in midair. That's probably going to be on number 15 as a kind of a body check to Foster in midair. And so that will be the 4th team foul on the Lumberjacks. And I think that's going to be the second one on Burrell. We shall see. Well, I don't know. I guess they didn't call the foul. I thought he hit him in the hip. But there's a great rejection of the inbound pass by Burrell. So, yeah, that was not called a foul. Just out of bounds on Wright City. As Hardaway goes out. And Lowry comes in for the Panthers. Stovall to do the inbound. Quickly, 3-point shot on the way. That might have been partially blocked, and that's going to go out of bounds off of Wesley. And so, once again, it will be inbounded. 1:12 left. 8-point game. Keep in mind that's 3 possessions, so Battiest is going to have to. They can use a 2-pointer too, but then they do get the easy clear. That's a great play on the inbound as they found Nelson streaking through. He lays it off the glass, so now it's a 2-possession game. Quickly into the forecourt to Miller. Miller, cross-court pass. Wow, that's his accurate passing right in front of the bench as he threw it all the way across court right into the hands of Replogle. Hand it to Miller on that throw as that is not an easy pass to make. And smart to throw it way up high, where the only person that could have caught it is Replogle. Replogle's immediately fouled. That will send him to the free throw line. 54.1 seconds left.
Hey, what's your name?
Well, it is a 6-point game. Replogle, again, just needs to make one of these to make it a 3-possession game. And he does. Hits the first one, as a matter of fact. And so now, the Panthers with a substitution. Looking to try to rebound this one, but there is no chance for that as Replogle sinks both of them. Quickly down into the forecourt. Fancy footwork by Foster. Foster runs through there, and that's rejected. Slapped by Wesley into the cheap seats. Man, he can elevate. Logan Wesley with the rejection. Ball does go out of bounds, will be inbounded by Battiest. As it's Ward to do the honors. Ward quickly in to Foster. Foster dribbling, looking for a shot. Gets it to Ward, to Foster. Foster pulls up, shoots a contested three. Oh, there's a nice lay-in. That was a great job of grabbing the basketball. I think that was Manning that did it, or Ward that did it. And so it is back to a 2-possession game with 31.6 seconds left. It's going to stay right here. Talk it over. Again, you're going to see a foul immediately if that ball gets in. Well, you're going to see an attempt at a foul immediately if the ball gets into the forecourt for Wright City. What Battiest would like to do is put pressure and create a turnover in the backcourt. Wright City has been passing with pinpoint accuracy this second half, and Caden Cummings has been bringing the ball up past the midcourt line pretty well, and so not nearly as likely to see that. But if they do get it into the forecourt, you got to see the Panthers commit an immediate foul and send Wright City back to the free throw line. What Wright City wants to do is just believe that the clock is their very good friend right now. They would love, basically, if you could bleed 10 seconds off of this clock before you get fouled, then you make it and if you make one of the free throws, you make it a 3-possession game with just 20 seconds left. And so that's kind of what their objective is. Obviously, the main objective, don't turn the ball over, but the press is on. We'll see how it goes. Cummings is going to inbound it. And he quickly gets it to Replogle. Replogle draws 2 defenders. Replogle to Cummings. Cummings collided with. And so that's going to be a foul on Battiest in the backcourt. And so with 25.8 seconds left, I guess the good news for the Panthers is that only took 5 seconds off the clock. And so the bad news is that for the Panthers, and the good news for the Jacks is you got Caden Cummings at the free throw line. He's already hit 7 free throws and missed that one, though. Again, he just has to make one of these to make it a 3-possession. And I say a 3-possession, barring a 3-point shot where the shooter gets fouled and you have an opportunity for 4-point play. But generally, you consider that if it's a 7-point lead, it's a 3-possession game. Cummings lines up the second one, and they do have one rebounder. Miller down there to rebound, but there's no need for that as Cummings sinks that one. So Battiest desperately needs to make a quick 3-pointer here as they get the ball out to Coulter. He's going to have to pull up and shoot it. He shoots the 2. Oh, sails it through. Nice shot by Coulter with the 2. So a 2-possession game. And again, it was a 3-possession game. You're going to need a 2 or 3, doesn't matter. So good job by Coulter to recognize that. And a smooth shot as he had to float in the air for a little bit to allow the path to the an eye on the bucket to clear. Nice, smooth shot by the guard. And so 15.2 seconds left, a 5-point game. Wow. Yeah, and I kind of say this, wind up saying this about some team every year. It's a shame both of these teams can't play a foul. This has been a tremendous display of basketball tonight. Just a great effort by both of these squads and all these young men, and certainly appreciate their skill. As back and forth, Battiest led throughout most of the first half, had the halftime lead, but it was Wright City that came back in the second half. And now they will inbound the ball. Looking, they get it into Canyon Burrell, but it was a timeout call prior to that pass by the Wright City bench. And so no time expired off the clock. They'll talk things over. 60 seconds timeout. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back. You're watching the MC-6 on the Broken Bow Network. See you in 30.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Welcome back, and man, what an exciting semifinal this game has been. Had a little bit of drama, a little bit of everything. It's still not over. 15.2 seconds. Wright City with the basketball. Already called a timeout, though, as did not have a clear inbound pass. Now they send basically Wesley down to the other end, and they get it inbound to Replogle. He's immediately swarmed and got fouled coming down. The ball was knocked loose, but the foul occurred, I guess, simultaneous with that. So with 11.8 seconds, that is going to be a foul in the backcourt, but in the bonus, so that is going to send Replogle to the free throw line. Again, they are sending, before they had all four players back, but now it looks like Wright City's going to send Jackson Miller down there as well in case Replogle doesn't make one of the second free throw and it bounces off at an angle. A rebound by Wright City would pretty much assure their victory at this point. So 11.8 seconds left, though. We shall see what happens as the first one does not make it. Hit the front of the rim, the bracket, the backboard, hit everything but the bottom of the net. So unkind roll for Wright City. And so even if he makes the second one, it'd be 61-55. Still a two-possession game if you hit two threes. So Replogle second shot's up, and it's true, as he sinks that one quickly across the half-court line. Outside from Foster, three-point on the way, no good. Fight for the rebound, and that will probably do it as Stovall goes to the floor. Unless that was a foul called. Okay. Actually, it was a foul on, I was going to say, unless it's a foul on Wesley, because they both went up for that rebound, and so it was, I believe that was the second foul on Wesley, fourth team foul. So another one puts Battiest. Here's a three-pointer on the way. High bounce. Oh, wow. Oh, man. I thought he actually saved the ball, but just not in time. What an exciting game. The Jacks win it by 6, 61-55, a comeback win for Wright City. But what a stellar performance as well by Battiest. Boy, that one was in question until the very end. So Wright City will go on to play in the championship game tomorrow night. The boys' championship, scheduled for tip-off at 8:30. We'll bring you that one on this network. And the Battiest Panthers will play in the third-place game tomorrow. It's scheduled for a tip-off of, I think, 5:30. That is subject to change. We'll see if they move those up because of weather. But we aren't over yet tonight, folks, as we have the Valliant Bulldogs and the Rattan Rams facing off for the other spot in that championship game tomorrow. They will tip off in a little less than 10 minutes. So we're going to take a break here from our sponsors and media partners, and then we'll be back with tonight's second semifinal game, Rattan and Valliant, in about 9 minutes. See you then.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburns, 95% of applicants are approved with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today. Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
Well, hello again. Chris Chandler here with Fredo Morales, and happy to bring you these MC-6 games. We're about 7 minutes away from the tip-off of the second boys semifinal to see who gets to play the Wright City Lumberjacks for the 2026 John Ryan MC-6 Tournament Championship in the boys division, whether it be the Rattan Rams or the Valliant Bulldogs. Number one seed, the Bulldogs. Maybe a favorite tonight, although one thing Rattan does have is Clayton James, and just probably a peerless player. I believe he was the MVP from last year's tournament, and he's back this year. So I say Clayton James, I mean Canyon James, sorry. But that's why they play the games. Again, we are about 6.5 minutes now away from tip-off, so we'll just we'll obviously stay on the air here, but I'm going to take a breather because I expect after that Wright City Battiest game, I expect to be yelling for at least another 32 minutes of game time based on the way that these two teams play. So I'm going to preserve my voice, and then we will go back on the air when they start to announce the starting lineups. Again, you're watching the 2026 John Ryan MC-6 tournament right here on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See ya in 5. Well, hello there. Chris Chandler here live in Broken Bow, along with Fredo Morales operating our camera. We're about to have the second semifinal game in the boys bracket between Rattan and Valliant. Just a note, both Broken Bow teams were scheduled to play in the championship games tomorrow, the Washington Rodney Clark Invitational Tournament. They have postponed those games, so they will be going to stay in their hotel room night and leave in the morning because they figure they need to beat the weather back. So if they can reschedule that, they will. If not, they just won't have them. But both Broken Bow teams were slated to be in the championship. So we'll see on that. Right now, we're determining who's going to be in the championship of this tournament. As you see the introductions of the Valliant Bulldogs listed as the guest or visitor. Guest on the scoreboard, visitor in the book. And the home team for tonight's semifinal contest, the Rattan Rams. Again, featuring Canyon James, just in all everything. He's number 24, and that's usually how many points he will score in the first 2 or 3 periods. There's Tabor, also great. Number 24, Canyon James, that's the one to watch over there for the, and this is going to be a contrast as Valliant have some three-point shooters, but also they can get either Golston down inside, and really good paint players. And so kind of hard to rebound against either one of them. They have both strength and speed and jumping ability. So we'll see how this plays out. Looks like it's going to be Canyon James lining up against Cameron Jones for the jump. Again, thanks to our media partners. Appreciate them allowing you to watch these games. Won by balls controlled by Rattan off the jump. Going to be Gordon. Passed outside Tabor. Tabor back to Gordon. Gordon working inside. Kicks it back outside. Three-point shot away from Fowler. Bucket! That's the way to start things off if you're the Rattan Rams. 100% from the field so far. And 100% three-point shooting. 3 on the board. There's Golston. And that gets stripped. Quickly passed in the forecourt. Here's James to the bucket, and he draws the foul as he goes into the wall. So that's going to put Canyon James at the free throw line. See the acceleration. You notice that left hand of James is wrapped up. I believe he had a sprained wrist or something, and so he is playing, but is not 100%. By the way, that foul, the first one by either, was on Tyrell Craig. James, his first free throw goes off the front. No good. Second free throw smooth and through the bottom of the net. Notice the Rattan is dropping back into a half-court defense, not pressuring Valliant in the forecourt. Just getting back, playing defense. Long pass, a little too long as it was intended for Jones, but went out of bounds. And so that's a turnover by the Bulldogs. Will be inbounded by the Rams. They're going to call timeout, settle down a little. You see the coaching staff saying, hey, guys, calm down. Got a lot of basketball left to play. There's timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well and have a word from one of our sponsors. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See ya in 15.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Welcome back. Early in this game, less than a minute expired, and we already have a three-pointer by Fowler and a free throw by James for Rattan. They have possession of the basketball as well. Valliant coming out of a timeout. See if they have adjusted their play accordingly. Here's the three-point shot, and that one is a little too long. Hits the bracket and is rebounded by Valliant, and then a foul committed. Is good rebound by Craig, and that's going to be a foul on Rattan, their first team foul. And so that one's going to be on Fowler. One team foul apiece for these respective teams. Pass to Craig. To G. G guarded closely by Hill. Now it's going to be Golston with the bullet pass stolen by Tabor. As Tabor stepped in front of it, now Tabor moving downside. Oh, nice pass by Tabor. Reverse lay-in on the run by Fowler. That was a great assist by Tabor. And all of a sudden, it's 6-0. Bulldogs looking to get on the scoreboard. Inside, Golston, and he has the ball stripped again. Here comes G, and there's a James elevates and lays it off and into the bucket. Points off the steal, another timeout on the floor as it is 8-0. We're going to stay right here and talk these over as Valliant is doing. But this is well coached and well scouted because there is strength down in the paint that they cannot equal. They can't body up with either King or Kenny Golston. So it looks like what they have done is they said as soon as they touch the ball, swarm them and knock it out of their hands. That's exactly what Rattan did on that last possession. And as a result, got some fast break points with an aerobatic two-pointer by Kenyon James to finish that off the assist by Tabor. And now maybe Valliant's adjusted saying, don't rush in there to the Golstons. Turn your back, keep your back to the goal, let them feed it to you, and then, you have the ball in front of you, and you can just do your turnaround jumper or whatever. I don't know. I'm just speculating about what they're saying, but one thing is we need to get some points on the board, calm down, and don't turn the ball over. And there's, boy, that's going to frustrate the coaching staff as you see a shrug there. That's going to be another turnover for Valliant. 6 minutes left, first period. 8-0 is your score. Rattan in charge. And Tabor with the basketball. Sorry, Fowler with the basketball. Now it's feed inside to Tabor, and then he gets fouled. I believe that is going to be on Craig. That'll be the second team foul. First one on Craig. Oh, sorry, no, that's actually on Kenny Golston, not Craig. He must have fouled him before Craig did, but not a shooting foul, and only the second team foul. So we'll be inbounding. Quickly getting back to Gordon, to Tabor. Tabor drives, Tabor in the paint. Tabor with the leaner, doesn't fall, fight for the rebound, and that's brought down, well, out of bounds. Looked like Kenny Golston got a hand on it, but knocked it out of bounds, or his foot was out of bounds, and so it's going to be inbounded, long inbound to James. James working from the Savage Head at center court, decides to back up, set up his offense. James working over right in front of the Valliant bench, and then pulls up, shoots the tray, high bounce, and hits the support bracket. That'll be out of bounds, and so will be inbounded by the Bulldogs. 5:21 left, and Valliant still yet to score. Again, it's not just the goals, so they also have a good outside shooting game. As G's a good outside shooter, as is Craig. Jones, not bad himself. Jones with the ball right now, looking at Tabor. They screen Tabor off, and then G rolls off of the screen. Try to get an open three look. Now it's going to be G, pass down to King Golston. Then across to Craig. Shot no good, hits the floor on the rebound. It's going to be Golston inside. Kenny Golston lays it up and draws the foul. King Golston draws the foul. And so that is a shooting foul, and that'll send King Golston to the free throw line. Second team foul. That will be on Gordon, his first. But Golston was in the act of shooting, and so he does get the trip to the free throw line. Try to crack the scoring ice for Valliant. Unkind rim as the ball was momentarily inside the cylinder, and then the English on it, not quite enough to keep it there. It rolled out to the side, no good. Second shot up, and that one also falls into the hands of Tabor. Great rebound as Kobe Tabor pulls it down for the Rams. Working to James. James back to the center court. Looks at his teammates and backs it back out. James, just an excellent all-around player, can shoot from outside, can drive inside. Great rebounder as well. Pass inside, then kick to Tabor. Tabor gets the ball knocked loose, and then a foul, and I think that one's going to be on King Golston. It is, as he tried to knock the ball loose, instead caught the arm of Tabor, and so he's going to go take a seat on the bench. That's just his first foul, third team foul for Valliant. And so still over 4 minutes left. Valliant only has one more to give before they put Rattan in the bonus. Here's passing around the perimeter, double team, and then back outside. Oh, Bullet tried to get it in. Good hand. Got up there by either Jones or Craig. They deflected it, and so Valliant gets the turnover and an opportunity to score. G working against James. Kicks it outside to Craig. Craig driving, Craig floating, and wow, that was a hard, oh man, I hope he's okay. Craig went hard to the floor. Man, a tough player, but holding, obviously in some pain, holding his arm, and I could hear that through this headset. So I made this comment in basketball, people don't consider it a contact sport, but if you watch the MC-6, you know that it is, and often that contact is made with the hardwood with no padding between you and the hard floor. Here's a great save on that pass by G as and smart job. He turned his back to James to keep James off of his body. Oh, that was a great pass. That was a nice assist and a great finish by Kitty Golston. But I think that was G with the pass inside, just got a shovel past it to him as he streaked down the middle. And so now Valliant on the board with two. Passing around to James in the corner. Then back to Fowler, and then a turnover. So following the first bucket by Valliant, they get a break on a mishandled ball by Rattan. Bulldogs looking at possibly a mini run here, and maybe not a mini, maybe a full run. They trail by 6, 3 minutes left, first period. G to Jones. Jones pulls up. Jones shows over the bucket, and looked like it was right in the hands of Craig, but was poked out by, I believe, Tabor or Fowler. Anyway, it was out on Rattan looking to get they have to throw it long to Jones. Jones bullet pass to Craig. Craig back to Jones. Jones back to Craig. Craig from three. Craig buries it from three-point land. Tyrell Craig with a three. 8-5. Three-point game. It's a game of swings, and right now the momentum has swung in the favor of Valliant, and almost another turnover. In fact, it is another turnover. Golston bounces it off of a Rattan player and into the hands of G. G to Jones. Jones down the baseline. Jones cut off. Gets it back out to G, top of the key. And they'll reset the offense as Craig goes over near the scoring bench. Long pass to Jones near the wing. Inside to Golston. Golston shot. Little bit contested and pulled down by Tabor. Now it's Tabor going coast to coast. Ball gets poked out. Quick hands going the other way. And so that's going to be out. And Valliant gets the ball back and a chance to cut it to a one-point game or tie it up with a tray. Again, to start it off, an 8-0 run by Rattan, and now it is the Bulldogs' turn. G brings it into the forecourt to Jones. And then back to G. Kicking across. And there's a nice finish by, actually, sorry, a foul as way to stand your ground and draw the charge. That's the fourth team foul on the Bulldogs. They have none left to give. Just a minute 30 left, but that's just the first one on Jones. So Kenny Golston King Golston, Jones, and Craig each with one. Here's a very poor shot. What a save, though, as somehow the Rams kept it alive and then draw the foul. That's the 5th foul. That will send Rattan to the free throw line. That was a great save by, I believe, Gordon. Went diving, or not diving, but jumping after the ball, threw it back in. And as a result, he's going to get a trip to the free throw line. By the way, that's a 2nd foul on King Golston. Free throw is in, rattles around, but then falls through. So Gordon becomes the 3rd Ram to put points on the board. Fowler with 5, James with 3, and now Gordon with 1, make it 2. 10-5, 1:12 left, first period. Valliant trailing Rattan as G brings the ball up. Graham rotating in the paint, looking for a pass. Now they get it to Graham, shoots it back outside to Jones. Jones dribbling near the baseline. Jones throws it back to G, and G's challenged by Canyon James, so no open 3 for G. Outside, Craig for 3. Craig's bounce, put back off. Oh, great putback elevation by Craig for a 2-pointer, 3-point game. Last 30 seconds, and it looks like as James dribbles down, maybe Rattan's going to play for the final 3. No, there's a shot. That's a little over. Fight for the rebound. Goes down. It's a tie ball. Possession arrow is in favor of Valliant, so the Bulldogs will inbound. Now it's the Bulldogs with 19.1 seconds that have possession of the basketball. And so they will have an opportunity. Actually, they haven't changed the possession arrow, so that might have just been out on Rattan. Anyway, Rattan's, now they're in the full court press to prevent an easy turnover, and now they get Valliant down on the floor. I don't know if a foul was called or if a timeout was called prior to turning the ball over on a travel call. So with 11.7 seconds left, it's a timeout by Valliant. Going to talk about maybe tying this game up with a final shot. Wow, if you saw the feet flying across the bottom of your screen, one of the Valliant cheerleaders just tumbled straight down the floor and did about 6 backflips in a row. That was pretty impressive display of athleticism. So the Valliant Bulldogs are facing a 3-point deficit. Rattan Rams trying to hold on to the 3-point lead, and they're going to have to play not just the physical game of basketball, but a little bit of a chess game in this last 11.7 seconds as to how closely you play your opponent, how closely Rattan, how much pressure they put on him, do they risk fouling him? And it's actually Valliant that can afford to commit another foul, as they already have Rattan in the bonus for the next 11.7 seconds, and so a foul by Valliant could put Rattan at the free throw line with a chance to extend it. I remember G from last year, obviously Jones, a good 3-point shooter, but G pretty good sieve. And you see the pressure putting on G in the backcourt. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. They get it, ball's loose on the floor, going to die for it. Good save by Graham, gets it back to G, but now, and since the ball, that was not a 5-second violation since the ball exchanged, possession was hit by another one, but good job by the Rams preventing Valliant from getting a last-second shot to try to tie it up. So at the end of one, it is Rattan 10, Valliant 7. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors. You're watching the MC-6 on the Broken Bow Network. Welcome back. Chris Chandler here along with Fredo Morales, and we are 8 minutes into this ball game, only 17 points put up. Really good defense by both of these teams. And, of course, I say only 17 points, but you contrast this with the Wright City Battiest game in which 32 points were scored in the first period. A lot of three-point shooting here. Here, it's been, again, struggling for every rebound, but not as many open shots and not as many opportunities between these two teams. Again, it was Valley's got to feel pretty good about that run, though, because it was 8-0, and then they went on a 7-2 run to get it to a one-possession game in the last 2 minutes of that. And here is a pass inside. Tabor pulls up from the free throw line, doesn't get it to fall, fight for the rebound, comes down in the hands of Golston. Golston pushing it up court, and wow, he goes tumbling, rolling across the court. That's going to be a foul on Rattan. And so that's going to be on Fowler. And so that's his second first-team foul of this period, but we're only 23 seconds into it. And so both Golstons back in the game for the Bulldogs. Here's a shot from outside. And Craig's shot no good. Rebound, and wow, a rejection. Oh, man, a foul. Sheer the disappointment as that was Tabor. Thought he got a piece of, well, he definitely got a piece of the ball, but also got a piece of the hand. And so that is going to send Kenny Golston to the free throw line. That is going to be the first foul on Tabor. Second team foul, though. It's still not yet a minute into this second period. Smooth shooting from the free throw line by Kenny. So he gets the first one, his third point of this game. Opportunity to make it a one-point game. And he doesn't, though. Fight for the rebound. Somehow goes to the floor and then picked up by Tabor. Tie ball. Possession arrows in favor of Valliant. And so they will get to end. Well, no foul called, actually, unless that possession arrow's wrong. He must have stepped out. I don't know. I didn't see an indication. But anyway, the possession arrow on the scores table is pointing toward the Valliant goal. But I guess that wasn't a tie ball. Here's James kicking it outside. Back to James. James out. Three-point shot on the way for Fowler. Bounces twice and then winds up in the hands. And there's another foul. Winds up in the hands of Gordon. And there, of Golston. And then Tabor gets his second foul in about 30 seconds. Wow. That has to be disconcerting for the Rattan bench as Tabor picks up two. There's a drive, big strong drive by a big strong man, and there's a great rebound, though, as the ball's just kind of pulled down by Teague. At the other end, it's it's Fowler making the most of a drive, elevates, lays it off the glass. We are back to a 4-point game. That was a great series by Fowler. I believe he got the rebound and then accelerated down. Here's a shot, and that one goes under the back bucket and is picked up by James. Here comes James pushing down. James driving, kicks it back outside. Back to James. James is having a quiet game, though, so far. Has 3 points, but, and there's a drive to the bucket and a lay-in by Tabor. Tabor's first points of this game, but gets his team back to a 6-point lead. (10-7) was the score at the break. It's been a 4-1 run thus far. Bounces off of one of the Rams. That was an errant pass. Now coming the other way, it's going to be Tabor. Tabor lays it up and off and gets the foul. Wow. Kobe Tabor with the foul and the bonus point opportunity. You know, I guess you name a kid Kobe, you got to expect he's going to be good at basketball, and Tabor definitely is that, as he's under a little bit of pain. He went hard to the floor. What a great elevation, though, as he was flying high. So Yeah, they call a technical on that. He's alone at the line. So if so, he's going to get an opportunity to shoot 3, I think. Let's see what the call is. They're clarifying it. The referees are clarifying. I'd say if it was a technical foul call, he would get the call. The foul on the shot would be 1, and then he'd get to shoot 2 more for the technical. So let's see what the situation is. First one off the front of the rim, no good. And yeah, that's exactly what it is, because otherwise he wouldn't be shooting his second shot off a bucket that he made. And that one, unkind rim. Keep in mind that they will, on the technical, Rattan will also get possession of the basketball following the shooting of the free throws. 3rd time's a charm for Tabor. And they get to inbound. Tabor with 5 points. His team now leads by 9, and they have possession of the ball. Fowler to Tabor. Tabor driving, kicks it back out to James. James working around. James floating. James kicks it back outside to Gordon. And wow, there was a collision in there as Gordon, he is hobbled, man. He came up with his leg. Or actually, that was Fowler that collided. But Valliant gets the basketball, drive inside, spin move. Jones. Jones falls back. Shot no good. Rebound inside, and the points. The rebound, the bucket, and the foul for Golston. King Golston, that is. And so that's going to be a bucket, the first 2 points of the game for Golston, but he gets the +1 opportunity and can make it a 6-point game from the free throw line. That foul, by the way, was on Craig, his second. It's also, a rebound inside by Kenny Golston. He gets the bucket and the foul. And that turned out, that missed free throw turned out to be advantage. Well, nope, never mind. The foul was on Golston, was on Kenny Golston. So no, he does not get the bucket. In fact, he picks up his second foul. Yeah, both of these teams in a little bit of foul trouble. Actually, the Rams in a lot, as they already have 4 team fouls. Just under 5 minutes left to play in the half. In the half. And then Valliant has 3 team fouls. Still a lot of time. We may see a lot more trips. If this type of play continues, we're going to see a lot more trips to the free throw line before we hit the halftime break. 4:45 left. 17-10. Advantage the Rams. They have the basketball. Tabor pulls up from just in front of the free throw line, kicks it off of the of the bracket. It is rebounded. Good hustle there. Looked like that was G diving to the floor. Now it's Jones to G. Outside to Craig. Craig driving, shovel pass to Golston. Golston lays it off the glass and in. Kenny Golston with his 5th point in the last minute. And now it's a 5-point game. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching the MC-6 on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 15.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Well, I think intense is the best way to describe what you're seeing on the floor tonight between these two teams, as it's a 5-point game. And see a lot of players flying to the floor. Every shot seems to be contested. Not a lot of fast breaks in this game. But both teams playing pressure defense. And a 5-point lead by Rattan by virtue of an 8-0 head start by them, as they right off the bat got 8 points. Valliant has cut into that, now has an opportunity with a possession arrow in their favor. Just under 4 minutes left in the half and the basketball to cut further into that. Here's Golston. Wow, that was deflected. I think that was Tabor or G that got a hand on it. It was G knocking it out of bounds near the scorer's table, so the ball will be inbounded by Valliant. And so it's inbounded to G, and he's still in the backcourt, brings it across the half-court line. Kicks it outside to Jones, then to Craig, and then it's deflected by James. James takes after it. James gets the foul and the bucket. Kenyon James with a steal, a foul, and a two-point bucket. Man, Kenyon James really showed up there, and that is the 5th team foul by Valliant. So James not only gets the 2 points and the +1 opportunity, he puts his team in the bonus with that steal and score. Kenyon James, ladies and gentlemen, that's his 5th point. Has an opportunity to get his team to 20. That's the third, by the way, that's the 3rd foul on Craig. Golston, both Golstons have 2. Fowler has 2 as well for the Rams. Free throw is good. The +1, 6th point for James, 20th point for his team. Here comes G, setting up his offense. G working toward the near side to Jones. Jones, man, Kenyon James really guarding Jones in the face. That was deflected by James. It wound up in the hands of Fowler. Another tip by Rattan by James. Great defensive work by Kenyon James following a steal with a tip. And here's a block at the other end by King. I literally, because I said Kenyon, I almost said King James, referring to LeBron, but by King Golston. And it goes out of bounds, though. Will be inbounded by Rattan. Here's a long inbound pass. Inside to James. As he brings it, he's starting to draw a double team. Almost now he throws it across. And now it's back to James. Working a little time off the clock. Outside to Gordon. Back to James. And then just get it out to Teague. Teague now on the wing. Back to James. And then back, I tell you, Rattan is milking the clock here. They have an 8-point lead and taking a lot of time off this. Back to Teague. Teague feeds it inside to, outside to Tabor, and the shot's no good. Rebound by Golston. 2:14 and ticking in the first half. 2012, 8-point lead for the Rattan Rams. G looking to find his team equal. There's inside, Golston. King Golston with the 2. Golston with the 2 and the opportunity. Man, that is probably why. It's good recognition that they are going to have a hard time stopping the Golstons in the paint, so limit the possession time that Valliant has. So that's probably why they're doing the delay game. And there's a rebound and putback, no good. Ball still loose. That looked like that came off of King Golston, and so will be inbounded by Rattan. But I tell you, Rattan recognizes that, and so I think that's why they're doing the delay game, which say, wait, it's an 8-point lead, but it's still the first half. They are going to try to limit the possessions of Valliant, and that's the same game they're doing right now. Maybe force them to foul. And keep in mind, they are also in the bonus, so any foul, any frustration by Valliant, there's a nice pass and a lay-in by James. Give James the points and give Gordon the assist. That was a nice shovel pass under the bucket. James did the rest. Back to an 8-point lead. Here's a three-pointer. Wow, that was right through the bottom of the net by Jones. What a shot. Cameron Jones buries it. 5-point game. Here comes Tabor. Gets the ball stripped, manages to somehow hustle and get control of it. Now it's James drawing the double team, picks up his dribble, throws it across in a one-touch pass back. And here's James driving inside, fight for the rebound, and that's going to be one most of the time I've had. It is. This time it's Kenny Golston pulling it down. Last minute of the first half, 5-point game, and a steal, another steal by James. At the other end, James lays it up and in. Kenyon James with a scoop and score once again. back to a 7-point game. Well, actually, I don't know if we've been at 7. 24-17, though. There's a football score. Valliant now with 30 seconds. Here's Jones. Jones buried it from outside right in that spot where he's at now. So they get it. Oh, stripped and almost stolen again by James. James all over the place. I'm sorry, that's Craig on the other side, not Jones. Jones is on this side, but it looks like Jones is going to go out for the final 20 seconds as Graham comes in. As does Higgins. Here's Golston, kicks it back outside. Graham for 3. Graham's shot hits the bracket. There's a foul away from the ball. That's going to be a pushing call on, I think, King Golston. It is on King Golston. That's going to be his 3rd. You're still in the first half, so that's a big deal if King Golston has 3 fouls. 2 more and he's out. And so also, well, both teams have 5 team fouls, but because both teams are in the bonus, that's going to put Tabor on the free throw line. That pushing foul, even though it occurred in the other end, is going to give Tabor an opportunity to add to this lead. A lot of time left for a possession, though. It's a smooth shot by Tabor. Tabor sinks it through the bottom of the net. Makes it 25-17. But to finish that thought, 14.8 seconds, a lot of time left, even if he makes this other one in. It looks like the Rattan doesn't even have a rebounder down there for Valliant to set up and get a 3-point shot at the buzzer, or 2 if they have somebody open. He misses the second one, though. So there was a rebound, and now they're back on defense in that other end. James almost got another steal. It looked like he got a finger on that one, but couldn't pull it down. Now it's out to Jones. Jones pulls up. Jones shoots a contested 3, almost makes it. Now with the shot got off, and wow. Didn't get anywhere close to the rim or the net, but did wind up hitting the backstop. Anyway, man, what an exciting first half. And at the end of one, 25-17, the advantage goes to Rattan. But keep in mind, in that first game, it was actually Battiest that led Wright City, and it was Wright City that came roaring back in the second half and earned a spot in the championship. We'll see what happens in this one as these teams go in and talk things over at halftime. We're going to take a break, hear from our sponsors and media partners, and be back with second half action. You're watching the MC-6 Boys Semifinal games on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 8 minutes.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valliant.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Southeast Oklahoma. Have you been to Washburns and Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburns, family owned since 1939. Still shopping rent to own and paying way too much? Stop. There's a better way. At Washburns, 95% of applicants are approved with no credit required financing. Real furniture, real appliances. Apply now at washburns.com.
As Choctaw people, our past doesn't define us.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Tired of waiting weeks for furniture? At Washburns, there's no wait. Everything's in stock and ready to go. We deliver fast, usually within 48 hours across West Arkansas and East Oklahoma. Shop the brands America loves: Lazy Boy, Bassett, Flex Steel, Ashley, just to name a few. With 95% financing approvals, getting the furniture you want has never been easier. Visit Mina, D-Queen, Kodo, or Broken Bow, or shop anytime at washburns.com.
Welcome back. I actually had the wrong banner up. It obviously is not pregame of the MC-6. It's halftime, but nonetheless, we are at the 2026 John Ryan MC-6. You see the clock ticking down. Last 30 seconds of the halftime break, and it is the Rattan Rams that have the advantage going into this second half. They have an 8-point lead, 25-17. Also, a little bit of foul trouble for Valliant as both Terrell Craig and King Golston with 3 fouls. But we will see how things pan out in the second half. Rattan has just been very aggressive, got a couple of steals, and Canyon James just continues with his excellence. 10 points in the first half for James. Just a great display, including 2 great steals, one of which resulted in a 3-point play as he stole the ball, elevated, laid it off the glass, and then got the foul. Also a nice play by Aiden Fowler as he has 7 points, including a tray. And then Tabor with 4, Gordon with 2. For the Valliant Bulldogs, it's Craig with 5, Jones with 3, and one of Craig's is a tray as well. King Golston with 4, Kenny Golston with 5, but Kenny Golston's 5 were all scored within a 1-minute period as he just kind of went off there toward the last part of that second period. And that's where we sit as we start off this second half. Here comes G working, trying to find a crease. Does kind of. Now kicks it out, and that ball was tipped. Tried to kick it out to Kenny Golston, but the ball was tipped by Fowler out of bounds, and so will be inbounded by the Bulldogs. Again, thanks to all our sponsors and media partners you see at the bottom of your screen on those banners. Appreciate them allowing you to watch these games from the convenience of your home or the comfort of your home or the convenience of your phone. I don't know. People find their phones comforting, or appear to, maybe a little too much. But anyway, yeah, certainly appreciate them sponsoring these live streams so you can watch these games live as they're happening. And especially in the winter we have inclement, or you can rewatch them once you can actually go to the event and then relive it if you want to. On the Burgabo Savages YouTube channel, that foul was on James, his first. That put King Golston on the free throw line, and he sinks his first shot. Gets it to a 7-point game. Opportunity to get it to 6 here, and he does. Nice shooting from King Golston, as it is Valliant that strikes first in this second half. Ball is brought up quickly, kicked out to Tabor. Tabor feeds it across. 3-point shot on the way, hits the front of the rim. High rebound by James, and then James is fouled by, I believe, either G or Golston. If it's on Kenny Golston, that's going to be his 3rd. Luckily for Valliant, it is on G. That's just his 2nd and first team foul of this period by the Bulldogs. Inbound pass quickly and mishandled. There's a collision. Wow. Oh, man. I tell you, Fowler is a tough kid. He went crashing into the stands and made a thump and maybe an indentation in one of those steps/seats, but does go out of bounds off him. Will be inbounded by Valliant. G brings it up. Kicks it out. Wow, it looked like Kenny Golston wasn't quite ready for it. Kicks it back out to G. To King Golston. Picks up his dribble, gets it to G. G working against Tabor. Kicks it back outside to Craig. Craig looked like he thought about shooting a tray from out there. Feed inside. Golston leads, and Golston gets the foul and the bucket. King Golston elevates, gets the 2-point bucket. And so far in this second half, King Golston is a one-man scoring machine for the Bulldogs. As that one I jinxed him. That when a free throw went on a high rebound, was pulled down by Canyon James, but it's a 4-point game thanks to Golston's 2-point bucket to add to his 2 free throws. Here's James floating in midair, doesn't get it. Rebound Golston, King Golston that is. And they quickly get the ball to Craig and then back to G. G brings it into the forecourt. G kicks it outside. Craig for three. Line in and out. Unkind rim as that ball was rattled around inside the rim and then spit out. Here's a full court pass at the other end. Gordon lays it up and in. Nice pass and a great job by Gordon as he was actually under the basket, had to reach back to throw it, throw the ball back behind him off the glass and in. Here's a drive by Craig down the baseline. That gets cut off and stolen. Ball stolen. Here comes James. Or sorry, that's actually Tabor. Tabor down at the other end feeds it outside. Long pass to Gordon. Gordon guarded closely by Craig, feeds it inside James. James kicks it back outside. Tabor for three. Tabor with a tray. Kobe Tabor back to a 9-point lead for the Rams off a Kobe Tabor dagger from the corner. He was actually in the corner behind the rim, behind the glass, had to shoot over the corner of the backboard to get that one through. Cross-court pass to Craig in two-point land, bounces it out to G. G with a pass over, spin move, Jones. Jones with a pop-up jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds and looked like it was last touch by Rattan. And so will be inbounded by Valliant under that bucket. 5 minutes left in this third period, 9-point lead for the Rams. They led by 8 at the half, have extended that thus far. Valliant with a chance to eat into that. That's a move, and that's something, again, Rams really don't have an answer for the Golstons as both of them big and strong, both played football, and so can't body up with them. And that was King Golston. All 6 points of this half belong to him for Valliant. There's a three by Tabor off target, rebound by Craig, and quickly gets it to G. 7-point game. Valliant with an opportunity to make it 4. Shot the way. No, that's way under, and not much hope for a rebound on that one as it was anticipated, but it didn't bound. It's kind of an air ball, so hit the net and went out of bounds. It will be Rattan's basketball. And I think this is an intentional decision by the coaching staff and players, but the Rattan slowing the pace down when they can with that lead. Get it outside, three-point shot on the way. Oh, hits the front of the rim and rebound. That was a good rebound by G as he went up, used his body to guard against opponents and brought the ball back down. Here's a move inside. Slash by Higgins, and he winds up, I think he might have dished it at the end. That is going to be a foul on Hill. That's just his first, though. So if you had to pick a Rattan Ram who you want to, if you're Rattan and wanted to credit a foul to, that would be the one. Here's a move by Craig off the dribble, and that was a block by James. He gets a rejection out of bounds into the Bulldog cheerleaders. So Kenya James with the block. Knocks it out of bounds. Clock ticking as they get the ball back to G. Gets it outside, moving in traffic. Pulls the shot up, and that's going to be a travel call. So a turnover by the Bulldogs, thanks to dogged defense by the Rams, and Rattan has the ball back. Possession arrow also in favor of Rattan right now. Here's Gordon, feeds it in, and then James with a slasher down the baseline. That was a great assist by Hill as he got the ball into James, and James with a nice finish gets his first 2 points of this half. He already had 10. Here's a three-pointer on the way for Valliant, almost stuck in the rim. Quick rebound, Tabor pushing it up the floor. Tabor may go coast to coast. Tabor lays it off. No shot is no good, gets his own rebound, feeds it outside, and then it's put back to him. Three-point shot on the way from Hill. Fight for the rebound. Rebound was pulled down by Teague, and now it's James gets balls called. Actually got the foul called, and if that's against Kenny Golston, that's going to be his third, and it is. So King Golston and Kenny Golston both with 3 fouls, as has Craig for Valliant. Bulldogs just have two team fouls to the 3 for Rattan for this third period. Here's Hill to Tabor. Tabor working it down to Gordon. Gordon quickly passes. And a bounce pass inside. Oh, that was a great block. And I think that was that Jones or Golston? But then they committed a foul on the putback attempt. And that may be a shooting foul. That may send Rattan. Nope, will not. Pushing foul. So that's the third team foul. Or actually, I'm sorry. It was not a foul. It was just he was out of bounds when he touched the basketball. So it will be inbounded by Rattan. Like a little moisture on the court. Get that up for safety's sake. Inbound by Tabor, long inbound to Hill. Out to Gordon. Gordon, bullet pass inside, and it's James that draws the foul as he elevates. Good sportsmanship shown by Jones helping him up, but I think that's going to be a foul on Jones, and that should send Canyon James to the free throw line. It does, and it is. It does send him to the line. It is a foul on James. That's the third team foul on the Bulldogs. Equal with Rattan in this period. James, first shot through the bottom of the net. It's good. 10-point lead for the Rams. James has an opportunity to make it 11 from the free throw line. Here's a shot, and it is smooth. 34-23. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 30 seconds. Welcome back. Valliant Bulldogs talking things over. Yes. They look like they may be changing their strategy. As again, that feeding it to the Golstons down in the paint worked for them in that second period, and they did it. Kind of a comeback. Again, they started off this game with an 8-0 deficit after an early scoring rally by the Rattan Rams, and then sort of came back. It was a 3-point game at the end of the first period, and it was an 8-point lead for Rattan at halftime. The Rams have now extended that to an 11-point lead. Still 2:28 left in this third period, but also have both Golsons with 3 fouls along with Terrell Craig, and so. And I apologize, Terrell or Tyrell. Let's just call him Craig. But Valliant, again, not a bad 3-point shooting team. Just pretty good defense out on the perimeter by James and company. Not allowing G in particular to get good looks at the basket. That ball went off. I think that was partially tipped by James, but as a result was kind of just outside the grasp. Not outside the reach, but outside the grasp of Craig, and so went out of bounds. That's another turnover, and another turnover caused by Canyon James. Here's a quick pass to James. Then it's down in the corner to Gordon. Gordon feeds it slowly. And wow, that was a great defensive effort and a great rebound by Kenny Golston as he elevated and prevented any opportunity for a putback. Here come the Bulldogs quickly down in the corner. As they get it to Jones, feeds it inside, and now the ball's just taken away. Here comes Canyon James on the one-on-one break, lays it up and off the glass and in. Another fast break opportunity. James now has 6 points in this third period. And his team is now up with their biggest lead of this game by 13. Here's a trap, and the ball's pulled down by Craig, then gets back out to G, double team. James and Tabor working on G. Bullet pass inside, ball's on the floor, loose. 3 people go to the floor, tie ball, possession arrow in favor of Rattan. The Rams will have an opportunity to inbound. Swarming defense by the Rattan Rams. It's caused havoc on the last two possessions by Valliant. 1:14 left, third period. 13-point lead for Rattan. Looking to add to it here. They slow. Wow, James made a stutter step move and then a strip. A strip by Golston. Kenny Golston going coast to coast. Golston lays it up, doesn't get it. Rebound and put back by King Golston. King Golston with his 8th point of this period. 9-point game. 46 seconds left. Gordon, a little bit of a trap. Gets it to James. James finds a wide open. Oh, nice pump fake by Tabor. Tabor buries it for 3. Kobe Tabor. That was a great pump fake and left him all alone on the 3-point line, and he sails it with a high arch through the net. Now it's a 14-point lead. Valliant, desperately try to get an open 3-point shot or somebody open to finish this period on a high note for Valliant as they now trail, and there's a foul down low, and that may be on Gordon. Let's see. Actually, that could be on Teague, not sure. It is on Teague. It is Teague's 3rd. It is it's the 4th team foul by the Rams, but they're going to reset that in 14.5 seconds, so that may be academic. It does put Golston on the free throw line. This is the first one, though. And so with 14.5 seconds, that should either make this or should Rattan get the rebound that gives them enough time to set up a last-second shot, the buzzer beater at the end of this third period. They lead by 14 currently. Kenny Golston would like to change that from the free throw line. Doesn't. Bounces twice. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. Looked like Tabor got it, but then Jones punched it out. So Valliant. Oh, wow. King Golston having a little conversation with the official. Not sure what that was about. It wasn't a foul on him. I guess they just called a substitution and put him on the bench. Here comes here comes Tabor working it down. Tabor in the paint. Tabor goes up, lays it on the corner, batted back. It's Teague with the rebound. Now it's Tabor, lays it off and in the final 3 seconds. Ball's loose on the floor, and the Rams, great job by Tabor and a nice rebound by Teague. Give Teague an assist, give Tabor that bucket as he has a great finish, and that's the largest lead of this game off the Tabor two-pointer with 3 seconds left. 16-point lead going into the final 8 minutes. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the final 8 minutes of this semifinal game of the MC-6. You're watching the 2026. I almost said 1926. The 2026 John Ryan MC-6 on the Broken Bow Network. See ya in 30.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Welcome back. Well, we are looking at the final 8 minutes of the semifinal to determine who gets to play a Wright City for the 2026 championship in the boys bracket. And right now, odds are on the Rattan Rams. They lead by 16 off a great performance down the stretch in that third period. It was a 3-point game at the end of one, an 8-point lead for the Rams at halftime, but they have doubled that here in 41-25. Not only that, but they also have 3 of their opponents in foul trouble. King Golston, Kenny Golston, and Craig all with 3 fouls for Valliant. Bulldogs looking to try to get back in this one quickly. Again, their most successful plays seem to be in the paint with the Golstons, and there it is again. They throw it in, looking for the foul, don't get it, but another rebound by Kenny Golston. gets it out to G, back out to Jones, into King Golston. Golston lays it up, no good. Fight for the rebound, put back by Jones, no good. Jones gets another rebound, and that was a James rebound. Huge rebound by Kenya James, and now he picks up his dribble, and it was knocked to the floor. Man, yeah, good sportsmanship shown by Valliant as both of the guys that tackled him essentially go help him back up. That's going to be, again, that was called on Craig. It could have been Craig or Jones. They both kind of collided with him. For the Valliant faithful, that is not good news that it was Craig because that's his fourth foul. Here's out to Gordon. Gordon for three. Bounces high off the bracket. Rebound, King Golston. Golston gets it to G. G pushes it up the floor into the forecourt. And then he backs up. I think G may pull out. It looked like, I mean, that would be a long three-pointer, but they going to have to start scoring in a hurry. It's a 7 or 6 possession game. Three-pointer, oh, in and out. That was looked like a good shot from Craig, just unkind rim. And here comes, wow, Tabor with the pass down low, and the back lay-in, a reverse lay-in by Teague. That was a great assist by Tabor, and all of a sudden, it's an 18-point game. Teague's first bucket of the game, but a dramatic one. In a highlight pass, and here's one to James. Now it's a 3-on-1 break. Kenyon James to the hoop. That's James' 8th point of this half. He had 10 to go with it in the first half. And Rattan taking command of this ball game. They lead by 20. Trap down on the baseline. They managed to get out of trouble. Now it's a drive by King Golston, and he draws the foul. So that's going to send King Golston to the free throw line. 6:04 left. And depending on it, I was going to say, if that's on T, that is, they had one player in foul trouble. That was Teague, and he had 3. Now he has 4. So a smart move by Golston. And nice free throw shooting as well. King Golston now has 13 points on the game. Also has, Teague leaving the game with 4 fouls. So another good thing about that, and you think, shoot Trey, shoot from the three-point line when you have this big a deficit. He gets both of them. But the thing about drawing a foul and shooting from the free throw line, it's a much higher percentage shot. Plus, you also take no time off the clock when you're shooting for the free throw line. Here's Kenya James with a pop-up jumper and does not get there, but a great grab. And then Gordon gets fouled. That's because, that's a foul called. A timeout call. Timeout on the court. We'll take one as well and be right back. You're watching the MC-6 on the Broken Bow Network. See you in 23.
Hey, Southeast Oklahoma. Have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939.
.551 left on the clock. 45 points on it for Rattan, 27 for Valliant. Bulldogs looking at an 18-point deficit. And moreover, they have Craig with 4 fouls and the Golstons with 3 each. I think teams talk things over during that timeout. We may see some more delay game. Oh, that was a quick pass inbound to Gordon. Gordon did the rest. That was a beautifully executed inbound play. And so now back to a 20-point difference. 7-possession game. Valliant, long high pass out to Jones. Jones cross-court pass, and there's a 2-pointer. Wow, that was a pretty hard foul. Actually, the foul wasn't that hard. It's just that in the middle, Craig was airborne, and so when he got pushed, his feet came out from under him. That is the 3rd one on on Fowler. So Fowler with 3, Teague with 4, albeit Teague's on the bench and Fowler's on the floor. Craig was on the floor, and that's why he is now at the free throw line. Shot off the first free throw missed off the front of the rim. No good. Maybe shaking the cobwebs out of his head after his body bouncing on the hardwood. 5:29 left in this semifinal game. Again, this winner of this game will play Wright City in the championship. The loser of this game will play for third place against Battiest. Here's a rebound. They get it to James quickly. James brings it across the half-court line. James working, kicks it outside to Gordon. Gordon back to James in the paint. Oh, knocked loose. And a foul called. I believe that foul was called on King Golston away from the ball. It was. No, Kenny Golston it was called on Kenny Golston, who was guarding James, trying to knock it loose, but instead committed his fourth foul, his team's second. And there's another three. James with another huge bucket for Canyon James. James working on a back-to-back MVP award. Here is Craig for two. What a smooth-looking shot from Tyrell Craig as he gets it back to a 20-point game. Under 5 minutes left, and James working against Jones. Still working against Jones. Pops up and just pulls the leaner, and that's just pulled off the front of the rim at the height of his jump by King Golston. Golston slashes underneath, lays it off the glass and in. Don't forget, you look at the Golston, you think, yeah, those guys are big, but they both play football. Don't forget a running back as Kenny, and they can move. That was an acrobatic move by King Golston. Not sure you really want to take a charge for him either. And so slashes on that. And there's a steal. It's Craig on the break. And at the other end, he lays it up off the glass and in. And all of a sudden, back to a 16-point game. Two straight scores in quick succession by Valliant. Still a 6-possession game. And there's a foul inside. And if that is on King Golston, that's his fourth. Let's see what the call is. No, it's on Kenny Golston, and he is out. So Kenny Golston is fouled out. That's the third team foul on the Bulldogs. So the ball will be inbounded, but Kenny will have to take a seat. And I'm not sure, the crowd's yelling that's on King. And I think the one that the player that was actually on James that was poking the ball out was King Golston, not Kenny. So I think they may be correct. I think that foul was attributed to the wrong player. If it was, it's a big difference because it would just be the fourth foul on King Golston, where it's the fifth on Kenny. But, well, they're talking things over at the scorer's table. And, I mean, I kind of don't blame it. Cody Carlisle's over there arguing with the official. I don't blame him. It's like, look, that's not the guy that fouled. I know they look alike, but that's not the guy that fouled him. But you usually don't win that, and the free throw is good. Possibly, still a lot of time left in this basketball game. I say possibly academic, but and so that was actually Fowler seeking two free throws. And now, wow, there's the bad news for Rattan is it looked like Hill just limped off the court, so had some kind of injury. That was I think that was a technical call because it looked like Rattan's going to inbound it. Timeout on the court. We'll take one as well. And a quick break. You're watching the MC-6 tournament on the Barokabo Savage YouTube channel. See you in 30.
I have found that the music that felt most important to me was a sense of being Choctaw. And I found that music that was coming out of that place felt more true to who I was. And interestingly, it felt to me that it also made more of an impact on other people.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
And thanks again to all our media partners, the Choctaw Nation Together We're More program. Appreciate their support of McCurtain County Athletics, of athletics throughout the Choctaw Nation, and their support of these student athletes. Appreciate all of our media partners, including Broken Tiki, Downtown Broken Bow, McCurtain County National Bank, and Jennifer brought us State Farm Insurance, as well as our sponsors, James Hodge Ford and Washburns. Well, there is time starting to run out for the Valliant Bulldogs. 3:52 left, and so again, a good three-point shooting team can get back in it quickly, but this is Rattan's possession. They have the possession arrow in their favor, and they have a 18-point lead, opportunity to make it 20 or 21 on a three, and that's Teague with a dagger. Makes it a 21-point game with a tray from the corner. 7-possession game. Time starting to run out on Valliant. And time, a precious commodity. There's a nice feed inside. I believe that was Jones or Craig that made that. No, it wasn't Craig, I don't think. And there's a call away from the ball. It's going to be coming back the other way. And so inbound, it's going to be Jones working against Tabor. Jones working across the top of the key, almost a steal attempt. Feeds it outside, three-pointer on the way. Bucket! Wow, what a shot. That was, wow, that was impressive. Green launched it, and it fell right through the bottom of the net. Tabor being guarded by Jones. Now it's ball's actually poked out of bounds by Higgins, and 2:39, and so I think Valliant may have conceded that they're going to be playing in the third place game. It's a pretty insurmountable lead by an excellent basketball team. And they are in foul trouble. In fact, already have one of their best post players fouled out. There's a drive to the net by Tabor, and he draws the foul. And so he'll wind up taking a trip to the free throw line. The foul is on Cannon Walls, his first, fourth team foul by the Bulldogs. And there's a shot right through the bottom of the net. Tabor continues his scoring streak. Nice, 2 free throws. It's been a good free throw shooting night for both teams. Here's a pass in the last 2.5 minutes, and here's G outside to Walls, throwing it inside, tips, oh, nice putback. Jones went back up, tipped it back in off his own shot. Now it's down inside Tabor, outside. Back to Gordon as he picks up, lost the handle momentarily on it. It's James rushes through, and then it's stolen. Watch out. Stolen, and the easy lay-in at the other end by Walls. Oh, sorry. That was actually Graham. Nice steal, scoop, and score by Graham. Now it's Tabor down in the corner. Oh, there's James with the feed. James continues his dominance. James now has 20 points on the night. His team has 58, and looks like they are going to the championship. Here's a drive down the baseline, a reverse lay-in. That was impressive. Was that Higgins? Now, that might have been Graham, not sure, but that was an impressive play. And so 1:15 left. Timeout on the court. Going to stay right here and talk about this schedule tomorrow. So as we mentioned, if you heard us talking in the pregame and during the first semifinal game, a little bit different. They've accelerated the schedule. They've moved everything a day ahead. That's why we're playing the boys semifinals on Thursday. They're going to play the finals tomorrow on Friday, along with the third-place games. That's the schedule. They will play the consolation games, but those are going to take place in Hayworth. We won't be live streaming those. We will live stream the third-place games of both girls and boys bracket and the championships tomorrow from Broken Bow, hopefully weather permitting. And so looks like for the boys bracket, that is going to feature the Rattan Rams taking on the Wright City Lumberjacks. Right now it's scheduled for 8:30 tomorrow night. That may, and I think that probably will be adjusted as the weather. They may accelerate it by an hour or something just to get them home before the serious weather hits. The third place game for the boys is scheduled for 5:30 right now, and has missed the free throw, and so good rebound by Valliant. And that will feature Battiest and Valliant. Here's Graham. Kicks it outside to Nicholson, and there's Graham's three-pointer. Hits the bracket. Fight for the rebound. Brought down by, I believe, Manning. Kicks it outside on the corner. Bounce pass, loose, ball's loose, 35 seconds left. Scoop, and backhand score, no good. Rebound going back the other way. Rattan charging, kicks it back outside to Baker. Or sorry, that's not Baker. Baker's in the paint. Actually, that was Aguirre. And now it's Graham dribbling at he may take a shot. Let a teammate take a shot. Final, and that goes off. No good, and that's going to do it. The Rams have earned a spot to defend their title as they walk over. They'll play in the championship game. We'll see Valliant tomorrow night. Again, these games will be tomorrow. And so Valliant will be playing in the third place game. That is scheduled to begin at 5:30 tomorrow. Check out the Broken Bow Public Schools Facebook page and other social media sites for a change in schedule. We'll post those, but right now that is the plan. So thanks for joining us. And on behalf of Fredo Morales, I'm Chris Chandler. We will see you tomorrow on Championship Friday of the MC-6 tournament. Thanks and good evening.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine, brighter than all of the lights. Cause when it's game time, seconds away and the game's on the line. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Beating the buzzer like, this is my time. This is my